Welcome everyone. We're doing today an integration partnership integration with YourWelcome, which is a really great product which will work very well with what we're doing here at BookingSync. And we have Henry here to describe the functioning and describe the app. And you can go ahead, Henry.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Henry. I'm the CEO of YourWelcome. So YourWelcome is a guest management system. Our primary product is a physical tablet product that you install in the property. And basically you leave it out for your guests. So what we're going to talk to you today is how you can use our product in order to increase your revenue from every booking. So as I mentioned, when you subscribe to our service, it's a subscription service. We ship you a free tablet with every subscription that you leave out in the property for your guests. And broadly, it offers kind of 5 or 6 key USPs. The first thing is that it completely replaces your property guide, your written guide you leave out for your guests. The second thing that it does is that it can streamline your operations. You can earn more from every booking. It gives you the ability to bring your brand into the property with a visual display of what your differentiator is between yourself and your competitors. We seamlessly connect guests to the local area, and we also help your cleaners with a very simple checklist. So here's a screenshot of the product. This is what greets your guest on arrival. So it sits either on the kitchen table or work surface or somewhere prominent as you go into the property. And your guests basically check in via the tablet, and then they're presented with a whole range of offers, which we'll come on to in a second. So what's included? As I said, it's a subscription. Prices range from 299 euros per year, and also if you buy volume, we offer a discounted pricing structure. For that, you get access to the YourWelcome app. You get a high specification 8-inch tablet device for free, with a plug and charging cable and a stand. The product is completely controlled by a web portal, which means you can update your guest guides remotely and seamlessly to ensure that the guests always have the most up-to-date information. We offer free onboarding and customer setups. There's no additional fees for pro customers. And most importantly, you have absolutely no hardware liability. So if a guest accidentally drops a tablet or breaks a tablet, or indeed someone steals it, we ship you another one completely free of charge. So how big have we been going around since early 2017? We're in just under 13,000 properties globally, I believe in 42 countries. We have roughly about 35,000 guests a month using the tablet, and we work with over 1,500 vacation rental management companies. Our head office in Europe is in London. We also have a sales office in Florida and also one in Sydney in Australia. So let's get into the feature sets of the tablet. So we connect up to BookingSync. So the second your guests arrive, as you can see in the top right, they'll be welcomed on the screen, the tablet, with their first name, and all they need to do is tap to start. We already know what language specification your guest wants. So we have 9 languages, which includes French, Spanish, Portuguese, Mandarin, Japanese, and numerous others. So the content is basically displayed in the language that the guest needs. You're also able, on entry, to get your guests to reconfirm the T's and C's of the property, the terms and conditions, and also get a signature. This is very useful in preventing chargebacks. So occasionally guests turn up to your property, use the property, and then claim to their credit card they were never in the property. We're able to timestamp that user with a signature inside the property to help prevent this. And then another feature that's really interesting, just as they first enter the tablet, is you're able to set up what we call an instant feedback response. So the guest is instantly asked to give a rating of the property between 1 to 5 stars. Now, if it's 3 stars or below, you automatically get a notification sent through to your phone or your email telling you should probably get in touch with that customer, because no customer should enter your property and give the property 3 stars on entry, assuming that your property photography is correct on the OTA. So we think this instant feedback is very effective in preventing bad reviews, and if there's something materially wrong, like your maybe your cleaner's forgotten to leave towels out, or there's a leak or something, you can instantly go and fix it. So probably the biggest reason why we've got nearly 13,000 subscribers is our product materially streamlines your operations of your business. And we do this by the fact that you may or may not know that your guests read very little during their vacation in your property. So if you leave out a huge property guide trying to describe how the swimming pool, how the aircon, how the cooker, the oven, etc. works, they don't read it. So your guests then pick up the phone and say, hey, there's a problem, the aircon's not working. What solved this is leaving a 10-second video guide. So you can very simply record just on your iPhone a very simple instruction as to how the aircon, how the television, or any other problems or questions that you get. What then happens is the guest is then able to access those videos on the tablet. So in a very similar way to traditional property guide, you can have obviously text guides for very simple things like when the bins go out, or indeed you can have a full video guide on how to do a quick wash or the aircon works. In addition, we centralize all of your in-property communications, and we do that by having a chat client on the tablet. It's actually powered by Slack, the business communication tool. So what happens is your guests will tap in, hey, I've got a problem in this property. And then after you download the free Slack app on your phone, it will pop up a message via push message that will say which property that guest is in and what the problem is. So instead of having to cross-reference who is this guest, where are they, you instantly know what property they're in, and you can respond to them on the fly and make sure you effectively communicate to them how to solve the issue. So we've had lots of case studies this where we've reduced, or our products help reduce the guest service team as a result of integrating our product. So the combination of video instructional guides and having a physical chat client enables you to streamline your guest operations. So the second big feature, or one of the big features that our guests really like, is that these tablets enable you to make more money from every reservation. And we do this because when your guests are in property, you have the ability to monetize your audience. So obviously your business is primarily based on occupancy revenue, but as the OTAs take more booking and take bigger fees, this squashes your margins. We think the most simple way for you guys to increase your revenue per stay is to add a service layer to your business. Now, obviously, adding a service layer, i.e. selling your own services and third-party services, is quite a challenge when you're managing hundreds of properties in 100 different locations with 100 underlying owners. So our product has materially streamlined this. The first thing that you can do is the tablet acts as a transactional portal inside the property. And it enables you to set up and sell services and market them directly to your guests in property. So the most common services that we see sold are late checkouts, parking, additional cleaning, and equipment hire. How this works is very similar to setting up a product on eBay as an example. You set up a late checkout, you put your price, your guest then comes onto the tablet, sees a banner advertising how much the late checkout is. They then say, I want this. They insert their credit card onto the tablet. We take a pre-authorized payment on your behalf, and then we notify you by email and text saying that the guest from this property has requested a late checkout. And then you're able to either respond yourself to say, yes, I want to take that booking or that service fee, or you can say no, or indeed you can set up rules. So for example, if you don't respond to us in half an hour or an hour, or if we poll PMS, and if there's a booking coming in before 11 o'clock the next day, also decline it. So it's a very simple way for you to set up services and increase your conversion rate on selling those. The second way we help you make money from your booking is we have deals in place with local partners. Now, these obviously differ from which territory you're in. But for example, we typically will have a food delivery service. So in most European cities, we have Deliveroo. And then we typically will have a taxi service such as Uber, and also we'll have tourist tickets, which is powered by Expedia tickets and tickets, and numerous other partners. And every time your guest uses one of those services, you make a percentage of that booking. So a really good case study of that is if you're located your property near a very popular tourist attraction, as we all know, it's best not to turn up on the day to that tourist attraction and buy your ticket from the box office. You typically get a better deal online, and you also avoid the queues. So by offering the best-in-class service in your territory via our tablets for each tourist attraction, you're providing A, a great service to your guests, but also B, making money each time your guests use it. The third way we can drive revenue for your business is it's very likely that there's lots of local businesses that piggyback off your guests. So for example, there may be a boat hire company that doesn't really have a huge web presence. And actually, because you're located near it, all your guests go down there to hire their jet skis or boats or whatever it may be. But up until now, it's very hard to monetize that relationship for you, because if they don't have an affiliate or referral program, you're passing your business to them with no kickback. Because you're basically offering a physical tablet that sits in the property, you're able to basically, I'll show you the screen you can do it on, you're able to actually sell the banner advertising up the top here to local businesses in order to market to your guests. So we've seen typically in territories where there's, or in areas where there's not a huge amount of big businesses, more local stuff, we see a lot of our clients selling numerous banners at the top to make additional revenue. So the third key value point for owners is, as we all know, building a brand within vacation rentals is very important. So as we know, OTAs dominate the booking process. And the question is, once you take a booking from an OTA, how do you turn that OTA guest into a potential direct booking customer for the following season? Now, if you're managing 100 properties in 100 different locations, it's very difficult to try and put a brand presence across those properties. So what our tablet enables you to do is to put your logo front of center in front of your guest and drive your guests to where you want them to go on the website. So, for example, we see a lot of our customers who basically have a kind of a direct booking scheme. So when they're in property, they'll serve a banner that says, book with us direct and save 5%, or sign up to our mailing list and save 5%, or recommend a friend, or we have properties in hundreds of locations, look where else we are. And we're very effective at basically driving the guests while they're in your property to look and interact with your brand in a positive way. You're also able to completely brand the tablets to your colours, your branding, to make it look and feel part of a cohesive journey within the guest journey. So as we already touched on, YourWelcome is very good at driving meaningful connections between operators or managers and guests during their stay. And I think this is a key point to this, in that how do you differentiate your brand from your competitors where people are booking through OTAs? And we firmly believe that if you're able to express to your guests what value add you add to their stay over and above just providing the property, they're far more likely to look at booking direct in the future. And it's very, very hard to get people to come onto your website while they're in property by leaving out paper, flyers or whatnot. If there's a very simple banner on the screen that just says tap here to explore other properties, you'll see a lot of guest engagement, which will eventually lead to direct bookings. So obviously connecting your guests to the local area, we all know the phrase live like a local. I don't know how true that is generally, but we do know that, that guests want to feel like they're not just walking into the main tourist areas. And one of the things that's quite interesting is that if you leave out recommendations of where to go in your local area, if you think about the guest journey from you writing down a piece of paper or a restaurant, if you just have paper guides, what typically has to happen is the guest then has to Google where is that restaurant, how much is that restaurant, how do I get there, and then do they have availability. Our tablets do this all in one place. So we know where your guest is, they're in the property. You can leave, we ship the tablets with a whole load of local recommendations from our content team. You can add your own, you can get rid of our ones, you can mix them together, it's entirely up to you. But when your guest clicks on a particular restaurant, they then are displayed an option to be able to book that restaurant then and there. They can get directions, they can send directions to the phone, they can order a taxi. If they order a taxi or book that restaurant, you'll typically earn a revenue stream from them doing that. So effectively, we see it as turning recommendations into guest experiences, and also you as property managers making money in doing so. The tablets also come preloaded with local area guides, what to do, where to go, top 10 things for families to do, top 10 nights out, etc. Again, you have full content control over that. You can switch it off, you can turn it on, you can add your own content on top. And also, as we previously showed you, you have the ability for local companies to advertise on your tablet. So really it's bringing local businesses and your guests into one place in an easy, accessible way within your property. And then it's not just the guests that we benefit as well. we have had this actually came from a lot of feedback from our property managers. So when your cleaners are in the property, there's lots of different tools out there in order to manage your cleaners. But one of the feedback that we were constantly getting was that that cleaners don't like installing applications on their personal devices, i.e. their phones, or indeed they don't like using their data to upload and do checklists. So what we've done is we've simply created a checklist on our tablet. So when your cleaner enters the property, they turn the tablet into housekeeping mode. You're able to set up individualized cleaning checklists for every property from the web portal that controls our tablets. So what happens is essentially the tablets, the cleaners press start, so you know what time they've entered the property. And then there's a list that you have to do in order of 10, 15, 20 tasks. Each one, once they've completed, they tick. They can also report a problem through it. And you then get emailed a report of how that cleaning went, how long was spent on each task, when the cleaner entered and when they left, and any problems associated with that clean. So it's a very, very simple way to manage your cleaners. Now, obviously, there's businesses, standalone businesses that solve this issue. So, for example, we're also integrated with Breezeway, the leading housekeeping app. So if you have that already, your cleaners can actually use our tablets to also integrate and use the task list on there. So that's very simply, as I said to you, it's a SaaS business. You get a free tablet. It's left out for your guests that enables you to upsell, monetize, and streamline your guest operations. Thanks for listening.
Super, perfect. Ludovic, as you are our only guest at the moment, do you have any questions about You're Welcome? I think that the presentation was very clear and very precise, so I think that's
Perfect.
Really good.
Perfect.
Okay. So as everybody's happy, I will just conclude the call, and then we can. I will send you the recording right after this.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, language French. Is the app available in French? You mentioned 9 language, right?
Yep, correct.
And French is in there.
French, yeah, we've got French, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Mandarin, Japanese. I can't remember all of them, but yeah, so we definitely have French.
Okay, I guess we can find out the list on your website, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, we're always adding more and more languages as new territories come in.
Okay, perfect.
And German, of course, as well.
Okay, super. Hi, Gregory. I see that you just joined. We actually just finished the presentation. So what I can do is I will send you right away the recording as soon as we have it. Perfect. Ludovic is a happy customer so far.
Good.
Okay. So
Thank you.
I guess that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.